Hello everybody and welcome to another Shakuhachi video, and today we're going to be going over something really cool. So I got myself another win on a Yahoo auction little bid here. And so I want to talk about what this flute is, what it all came with and all that kind of stuff, and then what the plan is for it next, because it does need a little bit of work. So I'll give you a little play, and then of course we'll come back and I'll make another video which will be attached to this video, but it's going to be two separate videos. You get the point. But anyways, what a cool flute. So the first thing I'll say is that there isn't a maker's mark on it. There is no yaki-in, which tells us who made this flute. So that's a little bit sad. Now there is a person on the back who has the name there. It's something Fu. I can't remember the character, the first character that's on there. It's written in more of a cursive script. And then the name of the flute here, this is Meiryu, which is the singing dragon or the crying dragon. Then it also has these beautiful dragonflies on here as well that are done in with Makie. There's another one at the bottom there. Then the top has a really cool, almost like what's called like a tsugaru nuri style. It's not really tsugaru nuri, but it kind of looks like it. It's a urushi technique that's done in the north. And then they put in that ivory insert here, but they didn't actually do all the stuff here that was needed, so they didn't re-put the lacquer in there. It does have like this kind of red lacquer rattan binding in the middle here. It also has a nice kind of adornment here, and then also has ivory in the bottom. What's interesting though are these little silver pieces on the inside of the holes here, and then also on the back. And one of the things that I noticed about this flute is about how easy it was to play because of those silver parts. Like the hole size is a little bit smaller because of it, but you really can feel your finger cover the hole, which is very nice. Now this is a 1.9, so it's singing in D flat, and it's also a Towari flute. So if you play it straight, it doesn't work. You have to adjust. So I don't think the G is there. There it is. So it's got the full octave, the full 3 octaves here. Now what's very interesting about this flute is that I'm pretty sure that this is a half Giari, half Jinashi flute. So what I'm thinking is that the top part of this has G in the inside, and then the bottom part doesn't have any. It's a very lightweight flute, and as you can hear, it's an absolutely gorgeous voice. Now, it's because of its Towari tuning, it is a little bit different for me, so I'm not used to how the flute plays. And it really strikes me more as a really beautiful sangyoku flute. I don't know if I would play contemporary music on this, and I don't even know if I would play the honkyoku on it, but I have to play it more because it does have a really gorgeous voice. Now, it didn't just come with the flute, and we're going to talk a little bit about what works, what things we're going to do to it next. But it also came with this beautiful box. So this is the box as well with it, and it tells us about the Makie. I'm not sure of who this person is, and so that's where one of the problems is for this. And I'm not familiar with this Ryuha either. And honestly, that could be related more to the Makie school than it is to the Shakuhachi school, because I've never heard of this ha. So if you're familiar with any of these things on here, please let me know. But the box is beautiful. It has the kind of beautiful traditional Japanese design with some silk kimono fabric on the inside. Also came with 2 individual bags, right? Silk and kind of obi bags. Silk on the inside, kind of that obi fabric, the sash fabric on the outside. And of course, a little tiny cap to go inside of there, as well. And it's got a little kind of hat there as well. I'll have close-ups of all these in the video as well. So the question then becomes, okay, well, if it's in such good condition and all these things, well, what are you going to do with it? Well, we have to decide whether or not we want to keep this bottom binding, because this bottom binding is starting to fall off a little bit. It's getting a little bit loose. It's not quite to the point where it needs the work yet. It can be left alone and it's totally fine. The second thing that we're definitely going to have to do is we're going to have to reshape the Utaguchi and put in some lacquer on the inside of there to protect that. Then the other thing is this right here. This middle joint is leaking a bunch of air, and it's very old, so it needs to have just be shaved down and recoated, but that's not a big deal. Now with the inside of the flute, nothing really needs to change. It's very, very beautiful. And this is the upper part where I was telling you that it looks very much like a Giatti flute. And inside, I mean, it's very, very smooth. Now, let me see here, because let's see. Yeah, you can see the nodes where they were on the bottom end here. Now it's still smooth on the inside, but that could have just been shaven down as well. But there is some rough textures in here, and you can feel like much more of the natural bamboo shape on the inside of the bore here, which leads me to think that I don't think they put that much. Either they put a very thin amount of G or none at all at the bottom here. So, and as you can see, it's not good, like, right? I don't even want to put it on again. I only put it on just for the example here. But so that is the flute in its entirety. So for the next part of this video, probably for what comes next, you're just going to see some images of it, and then we will go into the next part afterwards, which is what happens after we got all of the repairs done. So let's go on to that part. Okay, it's been about a week, and well, I have to say, I'm very, very excited about the flute. It has come back. Now, let's just go ahead and go over some of the things that have been adjusted on it, because before we remember that back end had basically the Utaguchi was exposed there. And now that has been repaired completely, as well as the middle joint is now beautifully repaired. And now this thing actually comes together just so beautifully. Really great fit, really locks in nicely. Of course, we still have the original box and the original kimono tags that go along with it. And so it's in absolutely great condition. It really feels super great in the hands, and even Yozan even fixed this up a little bit here too, so this is also looking pretty nice. So let's go ahead and give it a sound test now. So we learned a couple things about this flute actually, having sent it off to the pro shokunin. This is a full Jinashi flute. There is no G in it whatsoever. It does have a few of the nodes still left in a little bit, but yeah, I was wondering, it was like either it was super thin on the G, or it was just Jinashi. So yep, it is a full-on Jinashi flute. The thing with the silver thing too, I'm still baffled at how they figured this out and how they got it, because it's even rounded with the bamboo too. So this is some serious craftsmanship here. Okay, I don't think there's any better piece to end this off when there's just a little bit of choshi. So I hope you enjoy this flute, and if you want to know more information about it, write a comment, ask a question, and we'll get to you there. Now for something in the modern tuning. All right. I think it's a wonderful flute. I'm really glad that it's repaired and brought back to its full glory. And so it's going to be a pleasure to have this in the studio. Till next time, I'll see you guys for another flute review.